So there are some fields that are generally male dominated. So when you meet a woman who's taking charge and rising to the top of that field, you take note. Like the auctioneer Christine is hanging out with this morning, there are not many female auctioneers, Christine.
Get this, there are approximately 16%. So about 16% of auctioneers are female. That's crazy. Trisha here is with us. You said you've been doing this for 10 years. That's crazy, 16%.
Yes, and thankfully that number is growing by leaps and bounds. That's a statistic that's provided by the National Auctioneers Association that reflects our membership on there, but it's still such a very small percentage of auctioneers throughout the industry that are female.
What you said is great is this industry is really changing.
It is definitely changing. I think in the past when people have thought about an auctioneer, that the image that we conjure in our head is a middle-aged white male.
Yeah.
And typically associated with some sort of farm or equipment or livestock sort of sale. And the industry is just changing in so many awesome different ways. It's not a profession that's limited to just one demographic of the population. It's an industry that's available to anyone who's an aspiring entrepreneur, regardless of age, race, gender, geographic area. It's something that is just really an awesome possibility for anyone, and it's great to be a representative of the changing industry.
Well, and we're looking at some pictures of you in action right now. Talk to me a little bit about how you become an auctioneer. You said you have a master's degree.
I do, and so I actually went to college and went after school. After I earned my bachelor's degree, I earned a master's degree. I did not set out in life to be an auctioneer. I actually worked in education and healthcare for the first part of my career, and I realized that I had that entrepreneurial spirit, and I had a marketing and sales background, which is really what an auctioneer is. An auctioneer is truly a salesperson, a marketing person. We bring the market together to sell assets. That's what we do. And so having that background, my family's in the auction business, and so I had a little bit of a leg up, but you go to auction school, it is a thing. I went to Worldwide College of Auctioneering in Mason City. I actually am an instructor there. We just finished a session yesterday, as a matter of fact. And then once you have your training, it's going to work just about like anyone else, practicing your craft and going and knocking on doors.
I love it. Changing the industry one female at a time. I love that. I am such a fan of it. Females taking over. Alexis, this is so great. She was saying if you want to be an entrepreneur, you may want to look in this field. If you're kind of like, what do I want to do? But I like to talk a lot. I'm from Chicago, I do. I should have become an auctioneer. I don't know. But take a look at it. And coming up, if you've been to an auction, if you've never been to an auction before and you're going, we have some great tips for you how to prepare before you actually go there. Could save you some money. It's important.
I want to know what the rule is if someone raises their hand to wave and then suddenly they've bid on something. How do you get out of that?
Ooh, she wants to know, what if someone bids, but they were like swatting a fly or something, they didn't mean to?
I'll address that.
You will?
Yeah, so, or we're not live right now, right?
We are live
right now. Oh, we are?
Yes,
oh, I'm sorry.
yes,
okay,
yes.
I apologize. So if the thing that we're trained, we talked about body language before. Not only is our body language important, but we're trained to read the audience's body language as well. And so it's very, very rare that if somebody does this or is waving to their friend across the room or itches their nose, that we think that's really a bid.
Okay.
We can tell when somebody is deliberately bidding, and we can tell when somebody is not. And so it's really, that is a common question I get. People are like, I'm scared to go to an auction, I'm scared to itch my nose. But the reality of it is that if you're not bidding, we don't think you're bidding.
Okay, so but if you do that, be like, no, sorry, no, ah.
Yeah.
And like run away or something, I don't know.
That is true, and we have, there'll be times where somebody might, we might think it's a bid, and we'll even ask, ma'am, are you bidding?
And they're like, no.
And then they'll say no. We'll go, oh, okay. So if we're not certain, we're going to ask you, because the last thing we want to do is get anybody in a situation where they didn't want to buy something and it's kind of a mess on the back end, and we don't want that. So if we're not sure, we're just going to ask you.
I love it, and we're going to touch more on that coming up, so stay with us.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you want